Hello everyone, my name is Clickfo, and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Thrive Guide. I hope you guys are having a good day. We are starting off here back at the same place that we left off in the last episode, and as you can see, I've been doing a little bit of upgrading my tools off camera. I've got my sword, pickaxe, all of my armor, as well as the fortune pickaxe, all upgraded to netherite, and I even have a few more pieces of netherite ingots that I am waiting to apply to my axe and shovel once I get those enchantments fully upgraded all the way. But in this episode, I think we are going to take a look at some of the things that we got from our trip to the Nether Fortress, namely the new block, the new drop that we got, namely blaze rods. So I'm gonna pull a couple of those out of there, and today we are going to get into something similar to enchanting, but this time we're going to get into something called brewing. And brewing is a way to make potions so that you can apply certain effects to either yourself, the player, or to other mobs and such. And it is a fun mechanic to play around with, and it provides a whole lot of abilities and ways to explore the game that are not otherwise possible. So the crafting recipe for a brewing stand, of course, is we just place one blaze rod right there and 3 cobblestone just like that, and that provides us with a brewing stand. So I'm going to come down here, and I think in this corner over here, we're starting to fill up our little farmhouse, but I think in this corner I'm going to place down the brewing stand. As you can see in this brewing stand, there are a number of options or toggles that we have to place items. This top end is where we're going to be placing our ingredients, and this arrow will be showing us how long the progression of our brewing is taking place. In the silhouette of these ones, as you can see, we are going to be placing water bottles. And then in this slot, we need to be placing our fuel. As you can see, this kind of looks like a coil, like some sort of heat exchanger, or possibly a fluid condenser or something like that. And that will provide the fuel for our brewing stand to work. And conveniently for us, that is also using blaze powder. So we can take this blaze powder from that other rod and throw it in there, and one of those is consumed into this little spirally thing, and that shows us how much fuel we have. So now we're going to need some bottles of water, and those are not too hard to come by. I haven't been able to collect any from witches and such, but if we come into if we break into our glass right here, and we take 3 of those and make this kind of bowl type shape, that will provide us with 3 glass bottles, which is perfect. And then if we go to any water source, then we can just fill those up in our inventory and bring those into the brewing stand right here. And as you can see, those fit nicely right in there. Now the trick is knowing what to put into this brewing stand for us to get the desired effect that we want. And there are a few things that we are going to be wanting. This episode won't be a comprehensive guide of all the potions you can possibly make, but it will be an introduction into a few of the potions that are available, the ones that I think are going to be the most valuable to us here in the early game, and some of the other items that you can use to enhance the potion making abilities. Um, so for the first thing we are going to need is this here nether wart. I'm going to leave a few in there. And I'm also going to take some of the soul sand that we got, because you can plant soul sand on, you can plant nether wart on soul sand. And I'm going to go out to our little farm over here and get some of that growing, because we don't want to use up all of our nether warts without it being replenished or replenishable. So I'm going to just do that really quick and plant the nether warts right here, and then the leftover we can use for our brewing right now. But this will always be growing some nether wart in the background, and so that we can have that renewable. So I'm pretty excited about that. Nether wart is generally the first ingredient to any potion. It doesn't actually do too much other than prepare the potion for what you will for the next ingredient that you will add. So if we add one piece of nether wart here, you can see that it is successfully starting to brew, and our progress bar is going down. You can see that's brewing there, and once that completes, then these water bottles will be turned into a Alright, it will be turned into an awkward potion. Now this awkward potion does not do anything that water doesn't do. It's exactly the same thing. The only difference, like I said, is it's prepared now for the next ingredient that we can add to it. A lot of the potions that people want to brew will not work if you don't add this awkward potion. Now, the potion that I want to brew specifically right now is a potion of water breathing. One, because we live on an island that is in the middle of nowhere, and there's a lot of ocean around us. And two, because off in the distance in that direction, in the northwestern direction, as I was doing a little bit of off-camera exploring, I found what's called an ocean monument. Now we are going to look into how to raid one of those in the future, and even how to do some farming over there in the future. And that requires us to spend a significant amount of time underwater. And we will not be able to mine blocks, because one of the effects that are applied to us as we approach that is mining fatigue, which does not allow us to mine blocks. So we are going to need potions of water breathing in order for us to be able to successfully explore that and not drown. So the ingredient that we now need to add to our newly made awkward potions is going to be something quite specific, and something I don't actually have on me right now. We are going to have to add pufferfish. Now pufferfish are found in coral reefs, and I am lucky to be in this ocean. About 200 or so blocks that way there's a coral reef, and about 300 or so blocks that way there's another coral reef. So it should be fairly easy for us to go bow off into one of those directions and snag us a few of those puffer fishes, and then bring them back, and then we can brew that into a water breathing potion. You can see it in the distance, just starting to come into render distance. There's a lot of like branches and coral coming up, and that is our coral reef. So that is fantastic. And there are also little spots where you can see some light under there, and that light originates from sea pickles. When sea pickles are placed underwater, they do produce light. So I'm going to hop out of our boat and go swimming around and see if we can't find a puffer fish. I love these coral reefs. They're so beautiful. Oh, we got lucky. There's one right there. You can see it's just a little tiny sucker, But as soon as we get close, it will try and blow up and then poison us, and they are very poisonous. So I'm going to grab a couple of these guys. Oh, yeah, perfect. And you don't have to kill them if you don't want to. It is possible if we wanted to get a bucket of water and then catch it. So we now have a bucket of pufferfish. So that is fantastic. So this way, if we wanted to put these fish in, say, a tank or something for some aesthetic purposes, then you could just bring a bucket of water over and catch it in the bucket, and then bring it home, and then it will still be alive when you put it back in another source water block. And this will work for any fish, not just pufferfish. But I'm thinking 3 pufferfish is pretty good for what we need. So I'm going to head back, and we always know where to go if we want to find more pufferfish. It's just hop, skip, and a boat right away. So now we are back at our little base, and we might as well open up this interface and slap in a pufferfish into our newly made awkward potions. And we can see if I am correct, and that does produce potions of water breathing.
12 seconds later.
Alrighty, that just finished up, and as you can see, we do have potions of water breathing, and as you can see, there is a little in parentheses 3 minutes. So that indicates the duration that the effect will be applied to us if we were to consume this. So 3 minutes, honestly, is not very long for what I'm wanting to do. We're going to have to make a whole lot of potions of water breathing for that. So I am going to dip into some other things that we have, some other resources, and then we can put those resources in to increase the effectiveness and the duration of those
Meanwhile,
of those potions. So I'm going to dip into my nether chest and specifically look for glowstone. Now, oops. So if we dip into our fortune pickaxe and we put some of this glowstone down, this is just some of the lanterns and stuff that are hanging from the nether ceiling. I'm going to place a couple of that down and then break it with my silk touch, my fortune 3 pickaxe, and as you can see, that leaves us with a bunch of glowstone dust. And the glowstone dust is something that we can add to the brewing stand in order to increase the duration of those potions of water breathing. So I'm going to. Oh, that's awkward.
Ha! Doesn't even work.
I guess I was mistaken. Okay, sorry for the confusion, y'all. I was a little bit mixed up. So you can add glowstone to the brewing stand, but the glowstone does not increase the duration. It will increase the level of the or the power of the effect. So say you had something like instant harming 1 or something like that. If you added a piece of glowstone, it would increase that potion to instant harming level 2, so it would do more damage or more health or whatever potion you have. So we are not going to want to use glowstone because there is no way to increase the power or effectiveness of water breathing. Water breathing is just water breathing. To increase the duration, we are going to need to dip into our redstone because redstone will when added will increase the duration of our potions, and as you can see, that is starting to work. Sorry, I got a little confused there. I thought I knew what I was doing, but you can tell that I don't brew that many potions up. Oh well. And as you can see, as this finishes up, it goes from potions of water breathing for 3 minutes to potions of water breathing for 8 minutes.
Success!
And that is absolutely fantastic. And I think I am going to collect those and I'm going to store those away so that in a future episode we can go ahead and raid that ocean monument, and we will have plenty of water breathing so that we don't have to worry about our oxygen level and running out of air. So the next set of potions I want to make, as I grab some glass out of here and make another set of bottles. This is something that I want to make for future villager trading. If you know, villagers trade for fairly expensive, 24 paper for a single emerald. And as you can see, I've been trading a lot of ink to this guy to get emeralds. And after you've traded so many to them, they will actually raise their prices as kind of like a play on supply and demand. So, but there is a way to reduce the trades that villagers will provide to you, and that is by getting on their good side, so to speak, or paying them favors and such. And one of the favors that we can do to them is to cure one of their zombified friends. Occasionally, when zombies spawn in the night, there will be one of them that is a zombie, but it looks like one of these guys. It looks like a villager, but he has green skin and he kind of looks pretty rugged, and he's zombified. Well, if you were to capture one of those guys and successfully cure him, these guys would want to pay us back for our service, and they would drastically reduce their trade. So getting emeralds and mending and such would be exponentially easier. So that is something that I want to do, and part of the curing process is being able to apply an effect to the zombified villager, and that effect is a potion of weakness, or a weakness effect that is applied by a potion of weakness. And to make that, we are not actually going to start with our nether wart. This is one of the few potions that does not require an awkward potion as a prerequisite. This one is going to require a spider eye, and if we grab a piece of sugar cane, we can convert that into sugar, and then we can make a fermented spider eye with a brown mushroom. I don't think I actually have a brown mushroom. Not to worry, we will go back to the nether and find us a brown mushroom. They are very plentiful in the nether because it's kind of like a low light area. You can find them in the overworld, but it is a lot easier, I think, to find them in the nether. So I'm going to go run over to the nether, grab one more brown mushroom, and then we can make that fermented spider eye. Okay, back in the overworld, I'm going to put some of these mushrooms away and just leave one of the brown mushrooms out, and then we can make our fermented spider eye. And now if we get our glass bottles and we fill them up with some water, when we add the fermented spider eye, that will brew us up some potions of weakness. So we can throw those in there, bloop, 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 and then get our fermented spider eye and put that in there, and that will start brewing it up into some potions of weakness, and that will be great for our curing of some zombie villagers, and that will allow us to get some great trades out of these guys, as well as get another villager that we can add to our collection, I guess. So now we have potions of weakness. So this only does the effect for 1 minute and 30 seconds. We could increase that effect with the same trick as we did with the redstone. We can add that, and that will increase the effect length. But that is not something that I really want to worry about. I can do it, but it's not necessary. It will take us a lot less than just 1 minute and 30 seconds for us to cure the zombie villager once we have him captured. Now, if we apply some gunpowder to this, it will turn these potions into a different set of potions called splash potions. Now, splash potions have a little bit different texture, where they have the nozzle kind of off to the side, exactly like this. And I think that is going to do it for our brewing for this splash potion of weakness. And this splash potion is especially exciting because when we right click, I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to waste it. But when we right click it, instead of starting to drink it, we will actually be able to throw this item. And when when the potion lands, it will break the glass bottle, and the effect will spread. And within a certain number of blocks, I think it's like 4 or 5 blocks, everything, players, mobs, and everything in that area that can have a status effect will acquire that status effect. The next thing we are going to need is actually an apple. But instead of just feeding him a normal apple, we will be feeding him a golden apple. So if we take some gold ingots and we surround an apple in the crafting interface, that will provide us with a golden apple. So if we throw this splash potion of weakness onto the zombie villager, and then we feed him a golden apple, he will start to be cured, and then that will bring down the trades of these guys. And I think I am going to stay up for the night, and I'm going to hope that one of these zombie villagers will spawn. Oh my goodness! I did not think this was possible. He spawned inside of the of the sugarcane farm. It's not the most conventional spot to house a zombie villager when he's curing, but I mean, I guess it works. So I'm going to block him off like that, and then I'm going to make a little spot so we can access him pretty easily. And I'm going to get some more torches and light this area up so that nothing else can spawn inside here. And then I'm going to take our splash potion and our golden apple, and I'm going to throw that at him and then feed him the golden apple. And that is really loud, honestly. But as you can see, he's starting to get those red particles, and he's beginning the curing process. So that is fantastic. Honestly, that was really painless. I was out here for less than 5 minutes, and I've already found a zombie villager that we can start to cure. And as soon as he's cured, we can bring him down to meet our other villagers. And I believe he's still within the radius of the other villagers so that he can pass the effect on to us in the future. But I think this has been a success.
Success!
I am super happy about this. I'm going to wait until night, until he is finished curing, and I'm going to place a few blocks above here so that he doesn't burn in the sunlight while he's curing. That would be rather unfortunate. And there it is. We have him converted into a cleric. It looks like. And if we right click on him, you can see we have some really awesome trades. We can trade him 1 rotten flesh for 1 emerald. That is pretty amazing. So I'm going to break that, and hopefully he will try and pathfind out of this place. Now we gotta find this guy, make sure he doesn't become a zombie villager again. Oh, looks like these zombies have found a keen interest in him. Huh. Thankfully he didn't bite the dust. If we break this down though, he should pathfind into the doorway, and then we can block him back in. Oh, come on, guy.
Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
Perfect. Now I'm going to do the same thing and block off all of these things. And I think I'm going to dig up our smithing table so he becomes a cleric, because I really want to jump on that rotten flesh trade to get one rotten flesh for 1 emerald. Oh yeah, that is what I'm talking about. So now he should have his trades locked in as well again, and that is fantastic. So now we can trade all of our rotten flesh to this guy. And as we can see, if we go over into this guy, oh, that's unfortunate. It looks like he was not in the effective radius when I cured him, so he wasn't affected by it. But this guy was. As you can see, we can now trade 1 paper for 1 emerald and 1 emerald for unbreaking 3 books. So I'm going to jump on that. Holy cow. How awesome is this? Wow, what an exploit. But so I'm going to do this and do a little bit more trading with these guys and use up this effect as much as I possibly can. But in the meantime,
Meanwhile,
I hope you guys liked this look into potion brewing and curing zombie villagers. I hope it was at least informative, if not entertaining. But if you guys enjoyed the video, why don't you leave a like? And if you loved the video, why don't you subscribe to my channel? It really helps out this series, and it really helps out the channel. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.